In this video, we're going to take a look at working with websites, and note that it's similar to working with funnels. The only difference is you're not dealing with all these stacks, but the process of working and managing it works the exact same way. You first want to decide, do I want to put it in a folder first so all the things I'm working on is there? It's not necessary, but you can. If you are going to go and create one, how does that work? You can go get a template, or you can build one from scratch where you do everything yourself. If you're that type of person, you're a designer, you already work with websites, go for it. If not, I recommend looking at a template and starting from there. What style? Is it financial related? Health and wellness, where you have a lot of those types of things already on the page? Holiday worthy? What type of things are you going to be doing? Home services? Insurance maybe? Only you know. Whatever's type. By the way, you can just click load more when you get to the bottom of the page. Watching find one you like, work with it. So that's pretty simple. And I haven't chosen one, but if I was going to choose one, I could easily just, I don't know, let's go back up to maybe automotive. I don't know what's there. Yeah, just choose one just for the screw of it. Let's go ahead and choose one. To work with website, it's going to work identical to what I showed you in working with funnels. If you haven't seen that one yet, of course, when you do, you'll see a lot of familiarity. The only difference is you're not doing anything with steps. So let's go ahead. The menu is the same as it is in funnels, right? You can go ahead and get elements, which will get you images, banners, videos, forms, HTML, whatever you want to add into the web page. You could do it right here, right? On this upper left. Then you have layers. You can add pages, tracking code from Google or Facebook or something like that. You can have custom CSS for you fancy pants that love to create and design your own because you do coding, that's on you. Typography for the type of fonts and type lettering that you want. Then the background. You may want a video background or an image background. You do that here also. Everything's the same. The pop-up settings, the SEO, and you want to preview the custom codes that you may have. Then cookie consent, which all the websites are doing now. And they want you to, hey, would you like us to store your cookie so when you come back it loads better and all that? You don't have to say yes. I say no to all of them. So everything stays the same. You can look at your mobile view and or your desktop view. And then in the right margin, you still manage everything from there. So if I pick a section, maybe I want to make a different section, I can go to advanced and work with it from here. So that's how you work with websites. And so as you look at this, it already has a nice banner. All you have to do is put a logo there. How would you do it? Simple. Remember, the right margin is how you format your page. The left margin is the elements that you pop up on here. They will pop up on the left side where you put a new headline or a subheadline, a bullet list, buttons, forms, blog posts, sections into your site. You want to put a navigational category there. Image slider, so the slide, if I want to, since this is the automobile page, I want to add a slider, I can do it and just upload images and they would all just slide across. FAQs, custom HTML coding, surveys, calendars. There's a lot you could do on this left margin. But for now, we're not adding any of that. I can just show you that whenever we look at building a page from scratch. But as we look at this, it's got a lot of cool stuff already. I like this, but I wonder, would it be better with a slider? I don't know if it will be. I'm just saying, would it be better? And so you can always play with the text here in this header and subheader, wherever you want it to be. You can change these images out. You change images out. When you click on an element like this, when you see this image there, you go over to the right margin and look for the back BG media. That's where you go change out that image. Okay. So if I was going to do that, I would go out. No, I'm not going to see it because I don't think it's in here. I can go add up another one, find another media. So I like to use Envato. That's one I use. And I go find media there, right? I would find like exotic cars. So that's it. I would put images like that, or I put videos. I could just say, let me show stock video with exotic cars. I'd make that my background, finding some movement of sorts. Not a AI car, but an actual car. But if I wanted to do that, I would just download it and put it on there, right? I would log it to my account, do it. But that's my style. That doesn't have to be what you do. I'd take a look and see what that looks like. Yeah, that would be a background video that I could put directly in the middle of the page up here. It would be nothing at all to do that. And what else is, let me see something here. Then I could scroll down and decide what else I want to do. But you could change the text. And by the way, if you highlight text, you can easily automatically have the formatting options right here. You can add a link, make underline, italicize, bold. You can actually use custom values, right? And you'll know more about that when I get to custom values. You want to go into custom values video because it's a game changer. It's how you can ensure, without putting actual text there, you could put text that is a value. So whenever you change any of the values in the system, we will change on every page you have in every email message at one time. So a lot of places you won't want to put the actual words. You will put a code so that when you want to change what you're doing because of a marketing change or a date range change or something like that, with values, you're going to find out it'll change on every website, in every email message, and every text message immediately. Anyway, I'll come back to that. So this page already had a design. If I was working with cars, I would just make my changes by putting my things in. And it's really easy to work with. So now there's something I want to show you. Sometime, if you're working with a website, you may struggle because there's large gaps. And I'm going to show you what that would look like. So I'm going to put a gap here, right? And then do this one too, put another gap. Now all of a sudden, I want the car closer to this section because it doesn't make sense that there's so much empty space. So all I will do is I'll come back for this one, go back up. In this one, go back up, and I'm in. That's a lot closer. Oh, there we go. Oops. So that's an example of something cool you would do. As far as buttons, we talked about this before. You get to control button color, right? The text color, button color. When you want to work with these, if I wanted to add a different button, I can just go ahead and duplicate by clicking this button. It'll make another one right below it. I don't want to do that. I'm just showing you can do all kinds of cool things. So here's an example of custom values. The reason you would use them on the footer of the page is when you're working with websites or funnels, it may be that this event at a specific hotel on the location. And that address would change for the next event, maybe in a different state and city. That's just one example, which would have a different phone number maybe or email. What you do is if you just leave the code here in the background of our system, you will determine what location name is. And you could change that in one place, and on every website, what you see these codes, all these codes, all the words will change on those sites. So I think that's really important to note. And then I also wanted to show you something else that's really cool. When you go to this element, I want you to note there's something called a global sections. For example, go to global sections, there's a footer and a header. Throughout this template, there's one footer on every page, and when you change it, it's going to change everywhere. That's because it's the global version, right? This footer is already set on every page in this website. What do you mean every page on the website, Dwayne? I'm glad you asked. Let me show you. Inside this web page that we chose from the template, we were just looking at the home page. There's another page too, right? I didn't even look at this one. By the way, you see where it said all this home, all this stuff? Isn't it cool that the location name and so forth isn't a value on here? But what's really cool is it's certainly a value on the page. That's why I like how they work. It looks like this on the page, but on the actual website, it looks like this. Looks like that. So that's an example. But when it comes to these global sections, it'll be the same on every page. You can have a global header and a global footer. You can have a global, make this thing on every page or easy to access by loading it, right? When you go to global section, you can load as many things here as you want. And then if you're building a page from scratch, you can just grab it from the global section and put it there. Now, that's probably confusing for those of you that are doing this kind of thing, but for those who are not, I think you'll get it. What else? When you download a website that is a template, it's usually going to have About Us. It's going to have perhaps some legal pages, or in this case, it has inventory, which shows what automobiles are in stock. In case you use our system to sell websites to people, if they have their small car lot, you probably can help them manage it and keep up with all their uploads and what type of sites cars are selling and things like that. But all in all, I recommend, if you're watching this video, to also watch the funnel video, because in the funnel video, I also go over things like this. You can check the stats on every page someone's visiting and how many unique visits. You can look at the conversions, how many people opt in, how many people have purchased. You can check out the sales data here in a way that you can download or integrate with QuickBooks or something. Then you have the security of the page and the domain. And if there's events, you have that data here, and you can add them and then track that. Then the setting, whatever the name of your page is, then you can connect it to a domain. Then if you have a path, whatever domain is, it would be / in that path. The path could be, in this case, like auto dealership, or it could say used cars. It could say whatever it wants. It's what people will find. There is also the ability to add a chat widget like you would with a photo. You can add it right here just by selecting the default chat widget. And then you can enable it on the other page. So that once you're done with everything here, you just click save. Note, if you want to work with the chat widget, whether it's on the funnel or anywhere else, you can look at the default and begin to work with it. All the details about it. And you can see what it would look like, right? And you can begin to work with the different styles offered. Now, one thing I recommend is you can make a chat window or one that's like instant messaging, but you can also go here and click new, and it's going to ask you what type you want. And you click here and you build it out. You can create a WhatsApp chat messages, form as well, or I should say a widget. So you could play with it and make the kind you want when you're building these websites. But all in all, you have a great opportunity to be able to leverage them. So here's a note. Oftentimes, you don't know this. You can slow down how quickly things respond to you by having way too many pages open. So if I open this, by the way, you could move the forward. You can just, all I did was click the 3 dots. I can make an exact replica by clicking clone. Some of you like to give cloned websites to your subscribers. You can do that. Just give it a name immediately, and then change all the custom values out for that person. You could share it with someone. If they have the same system, our system, you could send it to them that way. And then you can upload it to the website templates. But that's not what I want to show you. Watch what happens here. If I open up this page in a tab, and I open up this one in a new tab, and I want to look at this one in a different tab, and then let's say I want to open this one in a new tab, what happens is while you're working in this one on this page, you might be doing something different. Before you know it, it's going to be slowing down for you. To keep the speed up, I recommend always keeping only 1 or 2 pages open at a time while you work. Just close them down when you're not using them so that you can get through what you're doing much faster. Just a recommendation, it's not required. Anyway, this is how you use the website. It's really easy to use, and you can't break it. You just got to get in and fool around. And when you're doing something, it's very easy. While you're working on it, you can just undo or redo. In some cases, you might want to look at the old versions that you had, and it will go back and let you see what versions you're working on. You can say, I'm going to go back to the March 26 version and click it. You don't let you start there. So you're not going to be able to break or do great damage. Just want you to know that. Just give it your all, start working so you know what to do. We'll see you in the next video.